sidewalks. We drive slow, letting the hum of the city blend with the music in the car. Your voice hums along to melodies that twist slightly around the street lights. I catch snippets of laughter carried from distant cafes and open windows. Every glance between us folds into the rhythm of touch and traffic lights. The air tastes faintly of evening coffee and warm asphalt. I trace invisible patterns in the fading light. The world softening around us. The sims rise gently, cradling each note like a feather in the wind. Shadows stretch long across the pavement, brushing past us with quiet grace. We hum fragments of songs, words falling into gaps between traffic and ties. Your hand rests near mine, close enough to feel warm, but not interrupting. I watch reflections in shop windows, fleeting, beautiful, like pieces of a dream. Every block becomes a sentence, every turn a paragraph in a story we don't finish. The light softens to rose and lavender, brushing the edges of your smile. We slow at the intersection, pause, and let the world move around us. And in that gentle movement, I feel the pulse of the evening, steady and slow. The sun sparkles through leaves, scattering patterns across the winding road. I hum along, letting the melody stretch, fold, bounce, skipping over curves and dips. Your laughter catches in the sunlight, waving through the hum of tires and gentle synths. We pass open fields, their colors shifting from green to gold under the afternoon glow. I let the notes run long, then break them short, mixing with wind, light, air. Every glance you send me is a phrase, fleeting but meaningful. A road bends, straightens, twists, folding into the melody like a ribbon. Shadows lean across the dash, flickering with each turn. and the Sims rise gently, carrying warmth. Every mile becomes a line in the song, every pause a soft breath, every curve a gentle swell. We pass a small grove, sunlight filtering through branches, and I hum long notes, letting them drift into the air. The melody rises and falls, folds and stretches, carrying us forward over roads, past fields, through sunlight. I close my eyes, feeling the song linger in wind, light, motion, leaving the music endless. Ours.
City lights blur past like rivers of color, neon bleeding into the night. The hum of tires on asphalt becomes a pulse that echoes in my chest. I whisper fragments of forgotten songs, letting the words tumble like loose stones. The Sims swell softly, carrying the weight of longing and quiet joy intertwined. Your hand finds mine across the console, steady and warm. I trace the lines of your face in the shifting glow of dashboard lights. Every mile stretches and folds, time bending around us like liquid silk. The wind slips in through slightly cracked windows, teasing strands of hair across my eyes. Somewhere between exits and overpasses, the world seems to pause. We hum along to the music, off key but perfectly ours. The city's hum wraps around us, a blanket of sound and light. I lean back, letting the night absorb the thoughts I can't say. Every glance you give me is a spark, fleeting but enough to ignite the road, unwind endlessly. Reflections dancing like fireflies. The tires hum their steady song, a companion to voices that rise and fall. And in this quiet,
across the winding coastal road. Warm against our faces, we drive slow, letting the hum of tires and gentle guitar strums fill the spaces between thoughts. Laughter escapes without warning, mingling the soft hymns that drift from the speakers. Every glance exchanged feels like a story told without words. Quiet, intimate. The air tastes faintly of salt and citrus, a reminder of places we've never been. I hum a melody that curls around itself, bending in unexpected directions. The road curves, the trees lean close, as if listening, and I feel weightless. Even the silence carries its own rhythm, pulsing with the steady beat of our hearts. Clouds gather, painting streaks of lavender and pink across the sky. The music swells, not too loud, just enough to echo the rise and fall of waves below. I reach for your hand and it finds mine, fingers threading together like a secret chord. Somewhere in the distance, a gull cries and it harmonizes with the soft pad of keys. I let the world outside dissolve, focusing on the light that drifts in your eyes. The wind shifts, playful, teasing the ends of your hair, and I smile without thought. Every mile feels like a sentence, the journey unfolding like a book we wrote together. And when the sun dips fully, leaving a haze of gold behind, the road feels infinite. Moonlight glints across gentle waves, silver threads weaving with the hum of tires. I hum softly, letting the notes bend, fold, reach, echoing against cliffs and water. Your hand rests near mine, close enough to feel warmth, far enough to keep the space alive. The simps rise gently, carrying weight and breath, melancholy and calm intertwined. I watch your We pass cafes with dimly lit windows, strangers sipping coffee or wine, unaware of our passing. The tires hum against the road, a constant companion to our quiet conversation. And smiles and glances, I sing fragments of melodies, weaving them into the hum of the night, bending them slightly with my breath. Every corner curves unexpectedly, opening to streets lined with shadows and reflections. I trace the patterns of lights on your face, the subtle curve of your smile under soft neon glow. The scents swell gently, carrying warmth that settles around us, folding into the hum of the city. Somewhere above, a star flickers faintly, barely visible yet steady. Stretching into the distance as we drive. We stop briefly at a crosswalk. The city paused around us, and the music fills the tiny space between tires and streetlights. Your voice hums along low, almost merging with the rhythm of the car of the night. The road stretches forward, lined with buildings that lean inward like they're listening to our song. I close my eyes, feeling the pulse of sound, of motion, of shared presence. Every glance, every hum, every breath folds into the next, forming a soft streetlights flicker softly across wet asphalt. Reflections stretching in gentle lines. I hum softly, letting notes drift, fold, expand into the quiet night. Tires hum against the road, a steady pulse beneath the melody, a
companion to our slow, gentle drive. Your hand rests near mine, close enough to feel warmth, far enough to leave space for the music to breathe. Shadows lean across fences, trees, lawn shifting. With every curve and bend, I hum fragments of a melody. Long notes, short notes, some stretching into silence. Every glance, every soft word, every hum threads into the melody, weaving a quiet tapestry. Past a small park where the fountain glints under lamplight. The melody threading over water and stone. I hum longer notes, letting them drift, carrying the pulse of tires. Engine, night wind. Every pause becomes a phrase. Every curve a small stanza, every mile a quiet story. The melody lingers, soft, faded, endless, carrying us through the night, through quiet streets, past distant lights. And I let it unfold, arms infinite. Sunlight breaks through the curtains of the world, spilling gold across rooftops and streets. We roll down the windows, letting the breeze carry faint scents of dew and fresh bread from nearby bakeries. Your laughter hits the air bright, catching on the soft hum of the engine. The radio hums a melody that drifts lazily, then quickens, almost skipping like it's alive. I tap my fingers on the dashboard, matching the rhythm racing through the morning calm. I hum along slightly off key, creating harmonies with the wind that tires the light. Your glance finds mine and the world folds just enough for a moment to linger. The road bends, curls, then stretches straight, lined with maple trees beginning to turn. Every mile feels elastic, stretching, contracting, carrying us along with effortless ease. I let my mind wander into the spaces between streetlights and sunbeams, imagining stories in every house we pass. We slow for a crosswalk, then accelerate again. The hum of tires now a soft bass to our precision. Your fingers brush mine briefly, momentary contact, grounding electric soft. The scents swell gently then recede, mimicking the rise and fall of hills along the horizon. I close my eyes for a second, inhaling the warmth of morning, the gentle pull of motion, the melody between us. Time feels irrelevant here, stretched across open fields, through suburban streets, along silent alleyways. I hum again, longer notes now, letting them drift out the window, weaving with the light in the air. The road narrows, then opens to a vista, the sun spilling in gold across fields and rooftops. We laugh unrestrained, voices intertwining with the soft instrumental ebbing in the background. Every second feels suspended, a tiny eternity wrapped in sound and motion, in warmth and light. The highway ahead glimmers faintly under morning haze, inviting endless alive. We drive, breathing in a rhythm with the music, our hearts keeping pace with the sun. I let my gaze drift outward, savoring the moment, knowing it will linger long after the road curves away. Your hand rests near mine, and I feel the pulse of our shared song, slow, expansive, infinite. The engine hums a constant, soft, reassuring note, and as we leave the town behind, rolling into open fields, the music carries us further into everything the morning promises. Across the water, boats swaying gently in the harbor. I hum a melody that stretches across the piers, folding into the hum of seagulls and waves. The tires hum on the road, steady a soft bass to the song. You laugh softly, the sound threading into the melody, bright and fleeting. Shops open along the quay, their awnings casting stripes of light across the pavement. I let the notes rise and fall, short bursts, then long arcs, weaving with wind and motion. Every glance you send me folds into a phrase, a fleeting harmony. The road curves around docks and warehouses, each turn a new stanza in the song. Shadows move with the sun, flickering across the dash, over seats, brushing my arm. I hum fragments of the melody, bend and stretching, carrying warmth and light. The engine hums a soft undercurrent, carrying us gently forward. We pass
sensation quiet, endless hours.
Brazil filter through all the leaves, casting dappled patterns across the hood of the car. The road curves endlessly, a ribbon of gray winding through green and gold. I hum softly, letting the melody stretch and bend. The hills around us, your laughter drifts in, mingling with the hum of tires and rustle of wind in trees. Every glance exchanged is a quiet punctuation in the long sentence of this drive. The guitar strums lightly in the background, carrying warmth with every note. I trace shapes and shadows, let the light slip across my skin and settle there. The air's failing, close enough to feel warmth but not interrupting. I watch reflections in shop windows, fleeting, beautiful like pieces of a dream. Every block becomes a sentence, every turn a paragraph in a story we don't finish. The light says no, liberator, it We pass open fields where sunlight pools in golden patches. The music rises gently, lifting and folding, echoing off distant hills. Your hand brushes mine, brief contact that anchors a fleeting eternity. We hum lines without words, melodies that belong only to this stretch of road. Branches sway overhead, leaning close as if listening to the song we carry. Every mile folds into the next, a rhythm of motion and quiet reflection. The tires hum a steadier pocket, soft and constant beneath our thoughts. And as the road opens to a clear and the sky stretches wide, endless inviting, I feel the music linger in the air, in the car, in the spaces between us. A song that is ours alone, moving with us, unfolding as we drive.
becomes a dance across the asphalt. I hum along, letting the melody skip, stretch, fold, weaving with light and movement. Your laughter threads through, bright, playful, carrying warmth. We pass fields, small houses, fences lined with flowers, each one a note in the song unfolding. Tires hum steadily, engine purring softly beneath the melody. I hum fragments, short and long, letting them drift across curves and straightaways, folding into the breeze. Shadows pull and shift with each bend, each rise, each dip, blending into the rhythm of motion. Your hand brushes mine briefly, and warmth threads through notes, creating small sparks of sound and feeling. We pass an orchard, sunlight catching red and gold fruit. The melody stretching over leaves and branches. Notes rise, recede, fold, fold again, carrying laughter, air, motion. The road opens onto a small hill, the horizon spilling gold across fields and rooftops. I hum long notes, letting them linger, mixing with wind and hum of tires, carrying the melody forward. Every glance, every breath, every pause becomes a stanza, a phrase, a small eternity woven into sound. The car glides past meadows, the melody folds over hills, dips into valleys, riding in wind. I close my eyes briefly, feeling air, sun, motion, melody, letting the song linger, endless hours. Sunlight glints off glass and steel, casting quicksilver reflections across the street. I hum, bouncing notes lightly, letting them skip across intersections and sidewalks. The tires hum, matching a rhythm that feels improvised, playful, bright. Your laughter threads through a sparkle caught in the melody. Cafes bustle past, scents of coffee and pastry, drifting in through the open windows. I hum longer notes, then cut them short, mixing with the hum of traffic, weaving with the light. Every glance you send me is a punctuation mark, fleeting but meaningful. The road bends, curves, opens, closes, each shift a new phrase in the song we're building. The synth swells softly, layering over the guitar, plucks over the laughter, over the hum of the city. I reach for your hand, brief contact, warmth traveling through a note, through a pause, through the motion. Shadows lean against the walls, flickering between patterns across the winding road. The tires hum lightly, a companion to the melody drifting from the speakers. I hum along, letting notes stretch, fold, and twist around the curves of the road. Your laughter joins, soft and warm, threading between the notes, and the engine's steady pulse. Shadows move quickly past us, dashing across the dash, over the seats, disappearing in a flicker. I watch the sky shift, pale blue, fading into hints of gold and amber. The music swells soft, then recedes, echoing the rise and fall of hills. Every mile stretches, folds, bends the road, a ribbon unrolling beneath us. We pass a meadow where wildflowers sway, brushing against the soft breeze. I hum fragments of a melody, short bursts and long arcs, intertwining with the hum of tires. Your hand rests near mine, almost touching, and it carries a warmth I hold on to. The car glides past a stream, sunlight dancing on water, catching brief glimpses of our reflections. Notes linger in the air, mixing with scents of pine and earth. The road curves again, a series of gentle S-bends, and the melody stretches with it, carrying laughter and breath. I close my eyes briefly, feeling the song move through me, through us, through the open air. Every glance, every sound, every flicker of a light folds into the music, into this moving moment. The tires hum again, steady, comforting, and I let the song breathe, expand, carry us forward. The sunlight warms the edges of the car, the wind pulls softly at my hair, and then the melody lingers, endless, weaving into around us. Sunlight spills between the trees, casting long fingers across the pavement. We hum along to melodies that twist and turn, drifting with the hum of tires. Your laughter slips in between the notes, soft and golden like the afternoon. The scent of cut grass and wildflowers floats in through open windows. I find myself tracing the rhythm of the road with my fingertips on the dash. Every glance you send me is a story I wanna keep pressed between pages of a book. The sky stretches wide, pale blue, fading to hints of soft clouds drifting lazily. We slow at corners, letting the hum mean words. A dog barks in the distance, a reminder of lives moving quietly beside ours. We sing half words, half laughter, creating melodies only we can follow. Your hand brushes mine, brief contact, but enough to steady the moments. The guitar and the music swells gently, carrying a warmth that seeps through the air. I watch the shadows shift and bend, folding over lawns and rooftops. Every mile becomes a stanza, a rhythm of our passage through this small world. The light glints off your eyes, a shimmer that makes the ordinary extraordinary. And as we reach the bend where the trees give way to open fields, I realize this drive, these notes, this laughter, it's all endless, endless in its beauty. The night ignites with flashing lights, colors spinning, heart racing. I step forward, pulse synced with the thumping synth. Bang that drum, it drums, pushing me, bass pulsing deep, my voice soaring bright over the energy. Every note a spark, every chord a surge. I spin arms wide, letting rhythm carry me. Melodies cascading around me. The crowd imagined but electric voices joining harmonies, rising in invisible waves. The muddy sands bouncing, glittering, wrapping the space. The bridge stretches, tension coiling, anticipation tightening. Then the chorus explodes, louder, bolder, unstoppable energy spiraling, adrenaline rising. I leap, twirl, every movement a note, every gesture a melody. The floor vibrating, bass grinding, drums snapping, synths glittering, cascading, weaving. I run through corridors of light, flashing reflections bouncing off walls. The melody racing, twisting, climbing. My voice bending, soaring, cracking with joy and excitement. Hands raised, moving, energy flowing through every corner. I shout, scream, sing, spinning, leaping, letting every chord, every beat, every
dark trees, shadows folding over the asphalt, a silent companion to our hums. I let the melody drift, soft, weaving through the night, stretching into the spaces between tires and wind. Your hand rests near mine, almost touching, warm against the cool night air. The scents rise and fall like mist over the mountains, carrying a subtle tension that melts as quickly as it appears. We pass faint lights in the distance, tiny sparks against the vast dark, and I imagine stories behind each one. I hum fragments of a song that bends and stretches, carrying both longing and calm. The tires hum steadily, a steady bass to the fragile melody, to the quiet pulse of this moving world. I glance at you, your eyes catching a faint glimmer of distant stars, and I feel the song fold around us, curves and straightaways alternate, the road breathing beneath us, and every shift in motion matches the rise and fall of notes. I whisper line of melody that disappears into the night, but it lingers in the spaces between us. The wind teases strands of hair across my face, carrying faint scents of pine and earth. I let the music carry me, folding into the rhythm of hills and valleys, letting time stretch thin and wide. Every glance, every hum, every pause is recorded in memory, a fragile infinite echo. Ooh, the final stretch opens to a clearing, the sky above deep studded with stars. I close my eyes, feeling the music and motion merge, leaving only us, leaving only the song. The sun dips low behind the hills, painting gold across the asphalt. Windows down, the wind brushing soft against our skin, carrying faint hints of salt and jasmine. I hum a melody
judgment notes slipping in laughter and sighs. Every turn on this winding road feels like a heartbeat, unpredictable yet steady. Your hand finds mine, brief, warm, grounding in the fleeting moment. Streetlights flicker as we glide past, reflections dancing on glass and chrome. I whisper thoughts into the hum of tires, half secrets, half stories we invent together. The music drifts from the speakers, soft tunes layering with gentle guitar. Plus I close my eyes for a second, letting the night fold around us like a familiar blanket. Even the stars seem to tilt closer, leaning toward the rhythm of our drive. Somewhere between here and the horizon, time stretches thin, elastic. We sing along, slightly off-key words, tumbling, colliding with our own echoes. Your laughter breaks through the night, a bright note I chase and can never quite catch. And yet I feel it settle inside me, like sunlight lingering after a storm. The road curves again, and the world outside melts into streaks of amber and rose. A memory surfaces, soft, distant, of roads taken and those that weren't. I reach for it, then let it slip, knowing the road ahead is enough. Our voices intertwine with the fading hum of engines and city sounds. I feel the pulse of tonight in my chest, irregular, urgent, alive. Even the silence between words hums with meaning, thick and warm. We drift past places that feel familiar yet strange, strangers in a mirrored city. I imagine stories in every window we pass, lives intersecting briefly with ours. A laugh escapes me, small, and you glance over, catching it with a knowing smile. The melody bends, swells, then softens, folding into the night around us. And I realize this is our song, unrecorded, unplanned, yet perfectly ours. By the time the highway opens, dark and endless, the horizon yawns. The air smells faintly of rain and something sweet I can't name. We let the car glide, hands resting lightly, minds wandering between now and forever. Every mile becomes a line of poetry, every glance a stanza. And as the first hints of dawn touch the edges of the sky, I feel the music linger still. It's in the wind, the tire, the quiet between our words, and it will follow us wherever we go next. Whatever roads we take, it hums softly, insistently, a song only we know. Endless as the drive, endless as the night. pause becomes a small stanza in the unfolding song. We pass open plazas where fountains shimmer in the amber light, and I hum longer notes, letting them drift over concrete and air. The road curves, straightens, twists, spins, each change a punctuation in our song. I close my eyes briefly, feeling the movement, the air, the music, the quiet pulse of life around us. The melody stretches, folds, bends again, and I let it linger, soft, endless hours. The sun hits the glass and steel of the city, casting sharp angles and bright reflections that dance across the street. I hum along, letting the melody bounce, stretch, fold, slip in between traffic lights and pedestrians. The tires hum against asphalt steady, but I let my hands drum lightly on the dash, keep a rhythm. You laugh at a bird swooping past, and the sound threads through the music, bright and playful. The buildings lean slightly, shadows pooling in alleys, and the Sims try swelling around the laughter, around the hum of the car. I trace the melody with my voice, sometimes long and flowing, sometimes clipped, playful, fitting the city's pulse. We pass open plazas, fountains catching sunlight, sending tiny sparks into the air. Your hand brushes mine briefly, fingers touching, warmth traveling like a spark through the melody. I hum again, letting notes stretched into the sidewalks. The traffic, the laughter, carrying the song forward. The road bends, straightens, curves, and the music rises, folds, falls, weaving with the rhythm of the tires. The sun, the streets, I glance at you, eyes catching sunlight, and the music swells, then softens. Every street, every building, every passing shadow folds into our song, playful, alive, endlessly stretching. We glide past murals, cafes, and benches where people sit, unaware of the melody threading through their world. I hum one last phrase, letting it drift into the city, carrying laughter, sun, motion, leaving the song lingering, endless hours. The sun leans low, spilling gold across the water, catching in your hair as it blows lightly through the open window. I hum along, barely audible, letting the notes stretch like the horizon ahead. The tires hum softly on the asphalt, matching the rhythm of waves lapping at the shore. Every glance you give me falls into a memory I can't name, a fleeting eternity suspended in light. We pass the warmth lingers, threading through the notes. Drop into gold-tipped waves, the sky melting into amber and rose. I close my eyes for a second, feeling the motion, the melody, the quiet pulse between us. The music bends, falls back, swells gently again, harmonizing with the wind, with our laughter. Time stretches elastic, the coastline unrolling endlessly. Each mile a small revelation. I let my voice drift soft and low, weaving with the synths and the hum of tires. The horizon opens endless, inviting, carrying the music forward, carrying us forward. And I feel the song linger, even as the sun disappears.